Facebook use. Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook in the year 2004, originally designed Facebook only for Harvard University students. As the demand and popularity for social media networks grew throughout the world, Facebook creators expanded their networks to include everyone. This change started a massive following of individuals and made Facebook one of the most popular social media networks in the world. Facebook as a controlled setting becomes a venue for the college students to engage in their identity construction. It presented themselves through the wall posts, photos, and profiles in such a way that convey an image of themselves that they want their audience to see. Okay, so dito, space as a control setting, naipapakita natin dito yung mga personalidad or yung mga sarili natin sa pamamagitan ng pagpo-post ng mga larawan natin, ng profile picture natin, or yung mga ginagawa natin sa paraan na gusto natin or sa paraan na gusto natin na makita ng audience natin. A space for the individuals to explore and create their personal and social identities. A space para ma-explore natin or para makagawa tayo ng ating sariling mga social identities. Creating a space for self-revelation and assertion. Disclosure of their personal information and their assertion of who they are and what they want others to see about them. For example, when I was still in first year and very active on Facebook, I would post picture of myself going out with my friends and many people will see it. So dito, na i-reveal natin or na ipapahayag natin ang mga sarili natin, yung mga personal informations natin, yung mga assertions natin, at yung mga gusto nating ipakita or yung mga gusto nating ipahayag sa ibang tao. Facebook provides them their online personal space, which is an essential aspect in exploring their identities. For example, they would point out that I had become different from who I was back in high school, someone who didn't have much of a social life but would rather go home straight from school. Dito, naipapahayag din natin yung mga changes sa pagkakakilanlan natin. Like, yung mga changes sa mga buhay natin. For example, dati, projecting needs and preferences. It can be seen in Facebook, like what I am doing can be seen more like my normal self when I'm with my friends. Usually, it can be seen who I really am when I'm with my family compared to when I'm with my friends. My posts are usually about activities with my friends and with my boyfriend. Facebook is a space for participants to project their emotional needs and preferences. They are able to verbalize or at least depict through their photos and other posts their thought and feelings. So dito sa projecting and references, napro-project natin yung mga preferences natin, mga kagustuhan natin, mga emotional needs natin, mga thoughts natin, yung mga feelings natin. For example is, magpo-post ka ng pictures mo, tapos very emotional yung captions mo. Another example is, yung magbibigay ka ng thoughts mo about political issues or yung magbibigay ka ng thoughts mo about sa mga current issues or mga chismis sa mga celebrity, ganon. Creating a virtual surrogate group. The individual's relationships somehow shape their identity construction by allowing their online social groups define how they present themselves. This social This social construction of the self will be further facilitated by the gratification they receive from their online group and by their dissatisfaction with their own ground affiliations. Managing impressions. Positive self-presentation. Individuals depict happy and pleasant dispositions in their Facebook accounts, showing only their socially desirable features. They construct their ideal self in front of their audience. Ito yung ginamanage natin yung mga impressions ng mga audience natin. Yung mga happy lang at saka mga positive lang yung mga laman ng post natin. And one of the best example is yung pag nag-post tayo ng picture, filtered na. Hina-filtered na natin yung mga pictures natin para maganda yung impression ng mga audience natin. So what's wrong with using social media networking sites? Number 1, it is not the use per se, but how it is used. So hindi ito about sa paggamit, kundi kung paano natin ito gamitin. Number 2, it becomes unhealthy when it replaces reality. So unhealthy na siya kapag hindi na reality yung mga pinupost mo or hindi na mga kapanipaniwala yung mga pinupost mo or fake na nagiging unhealthy na siya. Number 3, when it replaces on-ground social interaction, when virtual reality becomes the basis of your social gratification, self-esteem, and identity. So, kapag yung naging basis mo, parang naging basihan mo na lang ng iyong kasiyahan, self-esteem, and identity isang social media, hindi na siya maganda. Number 4, when the person is in constant monitoring of the self. The likes, photos, status, activity posts, etc. and how one fares in comparison to others. So, kapag masyado na tayong nagmo-monitor sa mga ginagawa natin sa social media, sa mga likes natin, kung ano ba yung mga nare-receive natin na likes, sa status natin, mga activities natin, masyado na tayong nag-check, ganon. Parang yung time natin is nandun lang. Check lang ng check, maybe 24 hours na sa Facebook lang, nag-check lang ng status, mga likes, nagpo-post, ganon. Hindi na siya maganda. Number 5, when personal identity becomes dependent on virtual identity. So, kapag yung identity natin as a person is parang nakadepende na lang sa social identity. Sa social identity natin, parang na yung tayo as a person, parang nakadepende na lang tayo kung ano yung mga pinupost natin sa social media. Tapos lastly, when this happens, one can have very weak or diffuse identity, can be very insecure and or self-absorbed, and with very poor socio-economic emotional skills. So dito, when it happens, magiging weak na yung identity natin, magkakaroon tayo ng mga insecurities, tapos hihina na yung ating socio-emotional skills. Kasi yun nga, magko-compare na tayo, ma-insecure na tayo sa iba, sa mga pinupost ng iba. Kasi nga, check tayo ng check sa Facebook natin or sa mga post natin.